It's 3 a.m. You're lying in bed, and your brain is replaying a conversation from 3 days ago. You're editing what you said. You're imagining what they thought. You're preparing arguments you'll never use. You already replayed this same conversation yesterday, and the day before, and you'll replay it again tomorrow. Not because you're anxious, not because you're weak, because the pattern is stronger than you are. The loop has been running so long you've stopped noticing it. This is a predictive threat loop. Your brain is treating uncertainty as danger. It's biology. Here's what's actually happening inside your skull. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, imagining, and running simulations, detects something that isn't settled, a conversation that didn't close, a decision you haven't made, a version of the future you can't see clearly. And uncertainty to this brain registers exactly like a physical threat. This is not a feeling, it is a signal. The brain treats uncertainty as a threat signal, even when nothing dangerous is present, which means overthinking isn't caution. It's your brain trying to eliminate a risk that doesn't exist, so you think more, because thinking feels like control. But it's not solving anything, it's feeding the loop. Every time you engage in repetitive thinking, the brain rewards you with a small drop of relief, not because it helped, because it briefly reduced discomfort. And after a while, you stop noticing the thinking. You only notice the exhaustion. The loop tightens. And here's where most people miss the point entirely. The distress you're feeling? It's not psychological, it's neurological. Overthinking activates the same pain centers in your brain as physical injury. The anterior cingulate cortex, the same region that fires when you burn your hand or break a bone, lights up when you replay that conversation for the 12th time. You aren't just annoyed, you aren't being dramatic, you are experiencing real, measurable pain, and yet you keep doing it. Why? Because by the time you notice you're overthinking, it's already too late. The amygdala activates before conscious thought, before you decide to worry, before you choose to replay, before the thought even forms. Your body has already chosen fear. You were never in control at the start, only in what happens next. And what usually happens next is you follow the loop into its full cycle, because it feels like work, it feels like processing, it feels like preparation. And sometimes preparation can become its own trap. Processing is almost never productive. It's just prolonged exposure to threat signals, which means something most people never realize. Every time you replay a moment, your body is in it too. The cortisol release, the heart rate shift, the muscle tension, real, every single time. So while you feel like you're working through something, you're actually just extending the exposure. The loop isn't processing, it's rehearsing, and neural pathways strengthen with repetition, regardless of whether the behavior is useful. Your brain gets better at overthinking every time you do it, not smarter, faster, quieter, harder to notice, better. So if thinking about the problem only makes the brain treat it as more dangerous, if the loop is feeding itself on your attention, what happens when you give it something else entirely? The answer is simple: you don't break the loop. You redirect it. The brain doesn't need less thinking. It needs a different input. Override 1. Label the thought out loud. Not like I'm overthinking. That's too vague. Be precise. I am replaying Tuesday's conversation because my brain is treating uncertainty as a threat. Naming the mechanism separates you from it. The loop is happening. You are observing it. Those are not the same thing. Override 2. Give yourself 60 seconds, not to stop thinking. That's impossible. Set a timer. When it ends, stand up and do something physical. Fold laundry, wash a plate, touch cold water. The motor system needs a new signal. Give it 1 because the loop cannot run a motor action and a threat simulation at the same time. Override 3. Shift your posture before you shift your thoughts. If you're hunched, straighten. If you're still, move. Your brain reads body position as emotional data. Change the body. The loop loses its anchor. Override 4. Take 1 action so small it feels pointless. Write 1 sentence. Send 1 message. Open 1 document. Not because it matters, but completion, even tiny completion, tells the brain it can stop preparing. The loop needs evidence that something can be finished without overthinking. Give it something to finish. Override 5. Ask yourself 1 question, not like, what am I worried about? Ask, what am I actually afraid of right now? Fear has a shape. Anxiety does not. Name the fear. The loop loses its grip. You cannot solve a threat you haven't named. There is one thing that will make you ignore everything you just heard. It's called phantom progress. Phantom progress is everything that feels like work, but produces no output. Reading about the problem, planning to address it, talking about it, researching solutions. All of it feels productive. None of it is. The brain prefers phantom progress over real action, because preparation is safe, execution is uncertain, and sometimes preparation becomes its own trap. The loop doesn't care whether you finish. It only cares whether you feel safe. So here's where you are right now. You've just spent several minutes learning about the mechanism that makes you overthink. You've heard the biological explanation. You've seen the overrides. And if you stop here, if you close this and go back to whatever you were doing, that might just be phantom progress. The loop is still there, waiting for you to think about this instead of acting on it. So here's the real question. Not, did you understand this? What's the first override you're going to use? Because the loop doesn't need more information. It needs interruption. And now you know how.